ain't got no ride. So I've been going off.
And you want to say that?
I've been going off.
And you want
Today, this will be a young man's perspective on the Funky Friday Cam Newton Charleston White interview. As you can see, man, if y'all didn't watch the interview, we will have an assortment of clips and I will dissect the main key points I feel that entire. This is a 3-hour podcast, and in this video, I'm gonna dissect and give a young man perspective on what these grown individuals talked about. These men have two different lifestyles, two different opinions, grew up in total different scenarios. You got an athlete, you got a youth activist, you got a man, a comedian, just a great guy. Both great guys, chopping up, having a real man discussion without feelings. So, man, I need y'all to watch this entire video because I'm going to break down every clip and every segment, bro. I have some great funny reactions and great content that y'all need to see from what a young man, like, their talk. This podcast is about Deion Sanders, young black men, the black community as a whole. So y'all should listen to the perspective of the people they want to talk about. A young black male.
When you go to church is, where you been? I ain't seen you in so
Hey, man, I know y'all, a lot of y'all can relate to that, man. I know y'all have family members. Me personally, I have a grandpa. He's very devoted in the church. Other, family members. And I used to, as a child, I used to go to the church with them. But, as I got older, life situations, been busy, stuff like that, I haven't been going to church. But, if you go back in there, hey, man, I ain't seen you in such and such. And I got a friend, he's the pastor's grandson. He don't even go to church. I'm just saying, though, like, stuff like that is a common occurrence in the black community. And really, community in the whole, there's your religion and people worshiping has drastically declined. Like, the amount of worshipers and churchgoers, I believe in a higher power. You know what I'm saying? I believe in a higher being. We're not going to get all into this religion in the video. I'm just breaking down every key component.
You come back to church, the church should make you feel shame.
Should make you feel shame. They should make you feel welcome for wanting to come back and get that wise wisdom. But when you come back, they're going to ask you all these questions, yada, yada, yada. It's not about getting that Lord's word that they want y'all to receive. It's about why you ain't been here. They need to be worried about you're here. But they're worried about the past. It need to be about the present. But, that man dropping the gym right there.
An entrepreneur. I was a struggling single dad.
Man, he dropping gems, man. He's being real with the viewers. He's telling y'all that he was a struggling man when he started this entertainment world. He didn't have no money. He was just explaining who he is. He's telling the viewers a little bit about him.
Didn't have the means to put gas in the car every day.
Man, that's real. My man said he even know how he's going to put gas in the car every day. A grown 40-year-old man. The internet could change your life. Simple as that.
Okay. But was still working in the community.
Even though my man was struggling like that in life, my man was still working to help out the community. That's G stuff right there.
Fuck school. That was KRS-One saying that.
In this point of the podcast, Cam and Charleston are talking about the youth, or why kids turn out the way they are. He said when he was growing up, he heard about the rappers saying F school and all that. That's what drove him to lead the path of life he chose, which a lot of people are simple-minded or easily altered and can be changed into believing what they want to do and pushed by their peers, which happens all the time in life.
So when I cut off my television, nigga, them images that I see, that's like Uncle Wayne, the pimp.
Yeah, that's who you relate to.
Come on now. So
another real topic, man. He's seeing the stuff on the songs in real life. He's seeing his uncles as pimping. When you're a little kid, that's cool to you. You saying like, dang, that's what I need to be. That's what I need to look up to. If that's what you see, your environment shapes you. If that's what you're around, that's what you're gonna turn out to be.
An emotional state, nigga, we've been groomed to be emotionally responsive and emotionally driven men.
Great point on why a lot of men are so emotional or so quick to anger this generation, because a lot of them are raised by single women, and they, being super emotional is a feminine trait. Men are supposed to be calm, cool, and collected, analyze stuff. I'm naturally calm, pretty calm. I had both my parents in my life, so it helped both ways. But he's saying normal people, and you're talking about the black community raised by single women, they're so emotional that's what's causing all these problems in our society. These men are too emotional.
Because of our loving mothers. She's so loving, she only whoop us when she's frustrated. That's where we learn to hit, when we get mad.
He's trying to raise another point on why people are the way they are now, because they're too feminine. He's saying all the males in this generation are too feminine.
not a violent person. I can be violent. I learned how to be.
I can definitely relate to that statement. You know, it's not always being the tough guy or being the real street dude. It's all about being able to adapt and respond to every situation. Like he said, I'm not violent, but I can be violent. It's not always, violence is not always the answer.
And you can have the car and drive and cut it off and take the keys out.
In this clip, he's explaining his case. If a lot of y'all don't know, Charleston White was in a murder case with another group of individuals when he was around 14. He's explaining how the murder got set up. So basically, a white guy, they were robbing the store, they got the stuff, they were escaping, and a white guy seen them. So he wanted to be a hero and say today, he jumped on their car and was trying to stop them, so he turned their car off. And then this from lead to the next clip y'all about to see.
Reached inside the car and cut the car off and took the keys.
You gotta be a bold individual to reach inside the car, snatch their keys out, and expect nothing to happen. So he was really tweaking on that point. I ain't gonna cap.
How old were you at this time?
I was 14. I had just turned 14. So I was 14. We was all 14, 15, 16, 17.
Them boys was youngin', living a lifestyle I could never imagine and don't want to imagine. I'm be real with you. I'm glad I didn't grow up and have to live in them type of situation where I had to rob, kill, and steal. And the fact that he tells you he didn't have to do this. He grew up in a good home. His mom worked a great job. His dad was in the military. He just chose to rebel.
I was sitting on the gun, so I get a gun to my partner. So I'm in man, shoot that motherfucker.
Oh, that boy like that. That man said he's sitting on the gun. He told his homeboy, yeah, go ahead, pop the fool, man. Charleston, ooh, but you quit with it, man. You was, but I know a lot of kids. I know a lot of people my age that's like that right now. Don't want to think about the consequences. We do that. You face 30. You rest your life over with. You come back regretting it, or you might not make it out to come back. You might kill yourself. You might off it. You might, you know what I'm saying? You might not go through with it just because you so guilty about what happened that you did. You can't live with what you did to somebody.
And he shoot him. He wasn't trying to kill him.
He shot him. He wasn't trying to kill him. It's the can't turn back time. Once you pull that trigger, ain't no going back. If you point a gun at somebody, you better mean to kill him. Don't point a gun at somebody if you ain't trying to kill him.
Well, actually, with a 357 snub nose with blue tip hollow points in it.
Well, that man wasn't playing, boy. He had some of them. Boy, ooh, woo! That boy is lethal. You know what, that snub nose pistol with blue tips in it? Pressure.
So when he shot the gun, it went up and hit him one time in the chest.
When he wasn't a grown man, he couldn't handle that kick. He pulled that trigger and didn't have that. He pulled that trigger. Woo, boy, he went strong enough to handle that pressure. Man, it's Diesel, man. Hey, man, we got gym content. Man, y'all go watch go look at my channel, man. We got all types of content for y'all to watch, but we can get right back into the video.
Empty nigga, so I'm gonna do what these niggas won't do. I'm the little nigga all the big homies love.
And this portion of the podcast, Cam Newton and Charleston White talking about after he got locked up, well, sent to juvenile detention, you know, same thing, because he was 14. You know, that's crazy. You know, you're trying to catch bodies at 14, man. At 14, I was on poke. No, I wasn't. I was, that's high school. No, I wasn't doing that. But, man, you know what I'm saying? I was still, you know, doing regular. I'm in my I'm early 20s. You know, I ain't that old. I'm not that young. But, man, it's crazy. My boy said, yeah, man, I was trying to be a gangster. He was trying to strive for the... He didn't know nothing about games, but when he went to juvenile, he said it was like picking an NBA team. He joined the Crips. That boy said he had to get right or get love. Simple as that. So my boy said he was a good kid. He made sure they loved him. He did everything they wanted him to do that people wouldn't do.
And many people believe she should have sent me to prison because that was a recommendation for the state.
So, man, in this portion of the podcast, Charleston White is talking about on his way out of juvie. So he had a rehabilitation hearing where, like, after you get closer, when you're getting older, you get a hearing. And the judge and the family actually forgave him. So they went kind of lenient on my boy. And he was like, dang, I can't believe it. Because the state told them to send him to prison. Don't even worry about it. He's a lost cause. So they gave the black boy a chance. So he appreciative to that situation. Hey, he lucky man.
Back to my peers who I know from school, nigga, I'm known as a nigga who caught a murder case. Those are accolades.
Man, my boy Charles said he had them hood trophies, man. When he came back out that slammer, he was known, man. His peers was cheering him on. But that's true, man. I know a lot of people, if kill somebody, free my nigga, you know, free my boy. Everybody say free my boy. It was a kid on my basketball team. It was 12-year-old, killed his best friend. At 12 years old, shot his best friend again. True story. Everybody talking about free him. You know, I don't got no comment on that. I know a lot of situations, folks that died, they done killed innocent people. Free him. Y'all be saying that, but then if it's your little brother, you keep that same energy, or most people gonna say they gonna get that get back, but they really not gonna do nothing. They just talking.
Playing niggas money. He done went and got 10 pounds of weed. I don't even know how much a pound of weed cost away.
So your man, he got out of his juvie, man. He just fresh out. The man go to college, Arkansas. He said if you're a stated award, you get free scholarship. I didn't know that. If you're a award, he said something about being a child of a state ward, you get free college. They pay for your college. So he had a full ride. He got to go to Arkansas or something. His cousin was there, star football player. He got his football scholarship money. His cousin bought 10 pounds of weed, trying to flip it to make extra money. So this is what he finna talk about. And then he was hanging around with him, and this led to him getting arrested yet again. 10 pounds, boy. I don't even know how much. Like as he said, as y'all seen the clip, God dang, I don't know how much that cost, but boy said he was.
I just decided to drive. Get stopped and get pulled over with 10 pounds of weed, catch a drug trafficking charge. I hadn't even been out 8 months.
You see that? Just like that, one split decision could change and mess up your whole entire life. Your homeboy, your brother, your cousin tell you, hey man, get in the car with me. I'm gonna take you off. And you don't know they can have a dirty strap. Shit, like he said, a couple pounds. You didn't know. And then you drive, you take them, or you do know, and you think ain't nothing gonna happen. You get pulled over. Rich me up. Life over with. Especially if you ain't living like that. If you living like that, man, go do what you gotta do. Take your homeboy, y'all go ride out with them pounds, smell them dirty straps. But if you're not living like that, don't risk it. Cause me, I ain't get, man. You get in my car, what you got? You ain't coming in my vehicle with nothing I don't know. And if you do that, boy, boy, I'm saying easily the people I associate with, not letting that slide.
85 to 90% of adult inmates are rearrested or back in prison within 5 years after getting released.
Did you hear them numbers? 85 to 90% go back to jail? Ooh-wee.
But don't lie. So I fill in those stats. I ultimately ended up getting 6 months prison boot camp, 5 years deferred.
My boy took accountability. Like he said, man, I'm filling them stats. Like he's a carbon copy. He's not unique. That's what he's saying. He felt disappointed in himself for going right back in the trap and going right back to the slammer. That's being in jail. It's not cool. You get no perks for being an inmate. You get a lot of. It's not cool. That's not something you want to do in life.
I respect what you stand for. How it's articulated sometimes is something like, why you gotta go all the way?
At this point in the video, this is when the debate started to bump heads a little bit. Because Cam Newton's been challenging him about Deion and primetime questions the entire time. But Charleston wants to talk about other events. He's tired of talking about Deion Sanders. But Cam also says he agrees with a lot of stuff he says, but he don't agree with the principle and the way he says it. He tells him there is a lot of truth in what you say, but he doesn't like the way he says it. But Charleston White standing on business. He said, I don't give a damn. How you think I like it? I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm standing on business, shawty.
These niggas go to white people stadiums and buy popcorn and hot dogs.
So you never been to a football game?
My boy say I'm black and I'm proud, man. He don't support white businesses. He says he don't go to any, he not going to the white stadium paying no white, any of that, man. He says if it ain't black business, he ain't supporting it. He want to support the black restaurants, the black food. He said he tired of us black folks going to all these establishments and paying it, giving them our hard-earned money.
The white folks just came and do what they always do. Come get the nigga and take the attention that he was going to bring to the spotlight on the HBCU.
Now, this is when we get to the meat and potatoes of this whole podcast debate. Charleston White versus Deion Sanders. So he's saying, Cam asked like, do you support? And Charles like, no, I don't support that, man. I'm from Mississippi. So, you know, I'm out of HBCUs around where I live at, you know what I'm saying? I've been in Jackson State multiple times. I can count multiple times I've been there. So he's saying that you took all that hype and all that black power to the white folks, and then now you left the black community high and dry. That's what he's arguing. He's saying that ain't right. I mean, you know, and Jackson is completely different after and before prime time. I can definitely vouch for that.
If you was in Deion Sanders' situation, you would have stayed at Jackson State?
No. You missing what?
Like Cam's trying to put this man in Deion is a one of a kind man. He's a multi-millionaire. You putting of course the average man is gonna choose them $30 million, but Deion made countless of $30 million. So Charleston saying he's supposed to stand on business. He should have stayed with the black folks where he was doing good, being victorious and shining. Now he's up there in Colorado and it ain't looking too pretty. But you know, folks say he's gonna turn it around in a couple of years. So time will tell. You know what I'm saying? But Charleston trying to say he a sellout. Cam saying every man would do that, and Cam saying in his right, he thinks he's putting on for the black community by being a black coach in a predominantly white area.
Knowledge, you would take that. So the fact that Deion Sanders, hold on, let you finish.
Let me just say, I turned down a $5 million deal with Aiden Ross and Kick to take a $500,000 deal with niggas.
That boy Charleston standing on business. He told me I turned down $5 million. You can't say I ain't with it with the cause. I turned down a $5 million deal to do a $100,000 deal because he wanted to be with the black folks, man. He didn't wanna. You know what I'm saying? You know they say people sign they soul, sign over their rights. My boy Charleston said I ain't doing it. I'm standing on business. I respect it.
That don't mean you ain't been looking over your shoulder.
I ain't been looking over my shoulder. I just went to sleep. I just went to sleep in the barber shop and got hit in the head with the pistol in the hood.
My boy said he's standing on business, man. My boys ain't no sleep better than that barber chair sleep. If you know, you know. But my boy said, man, he was in the hood, sleep, got pistol whipped, man. He don't need no security. He really out here living like that, man. Standing on business. Even if and once he woke up, he handled his business. Straight like that.
Club like this up. I ain't looking over my shoulder. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. I speak against evil.
Boy, my boy come with them insane one-liners, but I ain't gonna lie. That was trim. I ain't gonna lie. Before I walked down the shadow of valley, I fear no evil. My boy spoke it, and he living it. My boy said, hey, if it's his time, it's his time. But he gonna stand on that business.
Okay, let me ask you this. So you think if Deion Sanders goes sitting in that barber chair, you think he gonna get hit with a pistol without no security?
He gonna get robbed and hit.
No.
Yes. If a lamb is around wolves, that lamb will get ate. I mean, I've been in some environments. I know some real street. Look, Deion Sanders is a rich man. If you put him around an environment where he get touched, they will touch that man. Cam Newton looking at being a rich man as poor. You know how many XXXTentacion got killed? If you be around wolves where wolves can get you, wolves will feast. He thinks Deion Sanders will not get touched because he's Deion Sanders. No, people will take advantage of you anywhere you go. That's just life. You got to be on your P's and Q's at all times.
You lying to me?
No.
You lying. He getting robbed right now.
That's cap.
Him and his son getting robbed right now. He got robbed in Jacksonville.
And he's speaking facts. Numerous times in Jackson, Deion Sanders got robbed. They got robbed at all their games. Just because you don't hear about it don't mean it ain't happening, bro. Anybody can get robbed. Anybody get touched. You got to have your head on the swivel, P's and Q's. Stand on all 10 toes at all times. You got to be aware, man. Anybody can get got. Nobody's invincible. But if you stay prepared and ready, you don't have to worry about that. But he said if Deion Sanders don't have no security, man, Deion Sanders ain't crazy. He is not being in areas where if he don't have security, that he needs it. He's not dumb. Cam, I don't know who Cam thinks all these people can't be touched or high and mighty. That ain't how that works.
What if somebody were to say, man, fuck Charleston White?
I hear it all the time. Sticks and stones may break my bone, but words would never hurt me. You better not put your motherfucking hands on me.
And if they were to do?
Jail or hell is the only options.
My boy dropping game. Words is words. Them actions speak louder than words. If somebody just talking, they're just talking. As long as they touch you and put an action behind it, that shouldn't matter to you. He's speaking real facts. I agree with it, 100%.
He's not on top in the alumni's eyes. He's not on top in the eyes of the sports critics.
Basically, what my boy saying, Deion left them HBCUs with 10 white institute and not on top. He left and I immediately got on top. He said it'd be a different story if he still had the success because now they're finna down talk him if he don't continue to success. And he did all that and left the black community for no reason. That's what Charleston White's trying to say.
The white man is saying, hey, we need that type of impact.
Cam Newton is trying to say that Deion is bringing light to the white man and the black man's importance, but Charleston White saying we don't need their validation, which I agree with. You don't need to seek another race. You need to withhold your own value, and you don't need another person's opinion to view that you're worthy.
Y'all sue the shit out of you, nigga, for assaulting me over my word, and you go pay.
That's cool.
That's all. I don't mind. However I get paid, I don't mind getting paid.
Cool.
But I'm ready to respond to whatever violence that come my way.
Cam Newton couldn't handle Charleston White's wordplay and intellect and dialect and started to get aggressive. So Charleston White said, hey, man, you can put your hands on me, but just know there's consequences behind this. You know what I'm saying? Straight to business.
I done slapped the shit out of my baby mama.
Huh?
Yeah, I done slapped the shit out of my baby mama. Driving, bitch. Yeah. Hell yeah, I done open hand and slapped the shit out of. Yeah, hell yeah, I slapped.
Man, Charlie don't play that. That old uncle with that white beater, with that 40 ball, that malt liquor.
Be a hard time for me to see that, Charleston. Just real shit.
Just be willing to go to jail or go to hell if you get in fact me and my bitch. Nigga, that go my brother. You better leave me alone about me and my bitch.
As another instance, Charleston White is standing on business. He telling Cam, if you come playing, you will lay. Simple as that. There's no questions, man. You come playing with him, you will lay. Straight like that.
Be around each other for 2 weeks. You goddamn right I get her.
Our boy Charleston said he could pull any girl that comes his way in 2 weeks. In this instance, he was talking about Beyonce. He said 2 weeks with her, he get her. My boy said, hey, he P, capital P. Mouthpieces is 100. I respect it, man. Every male should have that same confidence when it comes to getting a female. You should be able to feel like you can get any female you want.
It's not gonna happen because you're not gonna overtalk
Man,
me.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell.
Y'all ever seen Moondust? This is an end moment. This is when the coonery is in full effect. Cam and Charleston are trying to assert their dominance right now, and which one's gonna fold? Charleston White has yet to fold in any of these interviews, so you already know what's gonna happen. Cam is gonna have to back down.
And you said fuck this and that.
I said
and all
fuck
this
Cam
and that,
too.
man.
This is top end moment in full effect. The coonery is through the roof. The coonery is in full effect, but I like it, man. This is pure peak entertainment. They're doing this for views. You know, they agreed to do this just so they can get the clicks and the click and the views and the clickbaits.
It ain't changed on now platform. I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail for what come out this mouth, and the nigga ain't hit me in the mouth yet.
Like I said, my boy Charleston White is officially standing on business. He's not backing down. What he said is what he said. It's either you agree with it or you don't. As simple as that. He ain't got no stake in the matter. It's either you gonna agree with him or you're not gonna agree with him. Simple as that.
Making reference, y'all up there looking down and we up here looking up.
But
I kept putting me down here with the regular people.
And I'm
I kept
down
putting
there.
y'all up there with the celebrities.
But I'm down there though. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Now they finish off the podcast. He's trying to show that Cam, you can't relate to the common folks because you're not common folks. You're rich, you're famous. You won't be able to relate to the average people. Charleston White is trying to relate to the average people. That's why he's blowing up and becoming so popular because a lot of people agree with him because they can see themselves in him. But like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your comments and y'all view of a young man's perspective of this great podcast and debate, man. Y'all should go support Cam Newton's channel and watch the full podcast. It's 3 hours. It was great content, man. I enjoyed every single bit of it. It's just my perspective on this great topic. And I think a lot of people should enjoy this and watch this type of content, man, and be able to talk and have a debate without having to kill, steal, or beat each other. You know what I'm saying? Like grown men.